The Empire of Brymore spanned from coast to coast of the Dragonside continent, conquered and reigned over by the Wizard King Zerindast the Great. But it was near the end of his long 200-year reign that he grew to think that none of his 10 sons could hold his hard-won empire together after his passing. Instead, he would find a strong heir on his own terms, and to do so, he created the Royal Labyrinth of Worthy Succession, a grand and deadly dungeon. Many adventurers, both heroic and villainous alike, tried to best it, and all fell short. Now, it has been 500 years since its completion, and the throne of Brymore remains empty, but the Mad King's challenge remains. Let the one who exits this fell keep with the scepter of royal might be declared true and rightful ruler of Brymore and all its vassal kingdoms. Still, no one has been able to conquer it, yet.
Terrence.
Aye.
Frakes.
Boy.
Jeff.
Nope.
Mahogany.
I feel her.
Pew,
Wait.
pew.
There it is.
You talked right over when she decided to talk, Jeff.
Of course I did. But I did feel her presence
Oh, okay.
through the machine.
Yes, the grim specter of mahogany haunting our keyboards and sounds.
It's the lawnmower lady.
Until you said that, I was going to say I like the idea, but now I don't know how.
Well, it
You don't want to
depends,
be
like-
trapped in 90s aesthetic 3D CG.
You've seen The Lawnmower Man?
Maybe.
Oh, a maybe seems like something we need to watch then.
Mm,
We don't need to.
Yeah, it's got the guy from that show that I don't like.
It had VR in
Lost.
the gyroscope.
Yeah.
That's the part.
yeah,
Like even
but it's like maybe. Yeah.
even as a kid, I'm like, that thing's at Frankie's Fun Park. Like, why is this in a science lab?
Scientists know how to party.
Like, just people in the gyroscope and the VR gear with the foam party going on inside the lab. That would rule.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of movie parties, I saw a video of the plumber for the guy who set up the rave in the first Blade movie.
Yes.
It was pretty funny. He was just like, blood has a different viscosity than water. We're going to have to redo all these pipes if you want it to literally rain. It's just him going through talking about the price points and how you'd have to change all the stuff.
That dude is hilarious. His was it small character theater or a side
I
character?
don't know.
Theater?
I only happened upon that bit. I haven't followed his other stuff.
He's got one about being in the Foot Clan as a teenager. He's got
Oh,
one
I
about
think I've
being
seen that one.
I think I have seen that one. Yeah.
in one of the Lost Boys from Peter Pan.
Oh,
Okay.
a bunch of it, like from the Lost Boys.
For some reason, I wanted to say that he had one where he was. Oh no, I'm losing it. Karate Kid.
Well, we knew that.
A Cobra Kai member?
Yeah, well, there's something in my head that's like he was one of the Cobra Kai guys, but
Yeah, I think that's vaguely touching a memory.
I might be mixing that up with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Foot Clan.
I have no
Yeah.
idea who you guys are talking about, so I've never seen any of this.
I can't see his face, but I like the premises sound familiar.
Well, that's the best kind of like sketch comedian, a guy that just blends right into the role, becomes just an invisible white guy.
Like I did watch I Think You Should Leave with Tim Roberts. What's his last name?
Tim Robinson?
Robinson. And
From Hudsucker Proxy?
no, from
No, no.
Detroiters.
I think it's Tim Robbins.
Robbins.
Robbins, yeah.
Yeah.
He's from Hudsucker Proxy.
He's just really he's funny and he's really loud, but he's the same dude
Yeah.
every time.
I didn't do fucking shit.
Yeah. He's got some great lines.
Also from
Uh,
Shawshank. We're talking about Shawshank Tim Robbins, right?
No.
No.
Oh, okay. Different Tim Robbins. All right.
If that's Tim Robbins, then maybe we're talking about Robinson.
As everybody
Oh.
starts going to the keyboard and looking stuff up on the
I'm
internet.
doing it's Robinson. It's
Okay.
I'm talking Tim Robinson.
I like Tim
Like,
Robbins.
yeah. I remember the first time I tried to watch I Think You Could Leave, and it was too much for me. And then I went back later after catching a clip on TikTok, and all of it was hilarious. I don't understand. I feel like you just got to be in the mood for it or something.
Yeah.
Mood is a thing for cattle and love play.
Ooh,
Gally Hernick.
why are you having love play with cattle? That's what I want.
So it's a quote from Dune, the original.
Who is this? The Patrick Stewart guy?
Yeah, Patrick Stewart said that.
Why was he
Really?
fighting with a pug in his arms?
Why would he
Because
be?
It was the House Atreides family pug,
Mm.
and he saved it from the Harkonnen attack.
I guess. But why carry it around? I feel like the pug would follow you if you knew you.
No, because there's bombs and shit going off. The Harkonnens were blowing up anything that was flammable, so the pug is going to immediately freeze or run into danger, and he's
You know a lot
got
more
to
about
save the
pug
family
psychology than I do, apparently.
pug. There's no psychology. Their eyes take up 4/5 of their skull. They have no brain.
That's facts. Yeah.
Animal facts with freaks.
Like, there's two animals in the movie that I remember. There's the pug that Gurney is carrying into combat, and then there's the hairless cat in the cat milking machine back at the Harkonnen planet. Why?
Duct tape to a rat.
What?
I'm still thinking about how if pugs sneeze too hard, their eyeballs come out. Like it's
Oh, that's gross. I hope I never see that because I would die.
No.
I would die of both pity and horror.
you just hold it up, his little eyes are dangling. You're like, oh, you used to be a wolf. You're descended from wolves, and now you can't sneeze too hard.
Yeah, what have we done to you?
I heard stories
Little
about that as a kid, and I was always afraid it would happen to me. Like, if you sneeze too hard, your eyes come out, and they'd be like, no, pugs do that. I'm like, they're basically people. Like,
Yeah. Look at my skull structure. I'm a pug.
Like, so you're saying there's a chance?
Yeah.
I have often thought to myself how cool it would be to have an eyeball that would pop out but stay attached to the optic nerve so that you could like look around like the little puppet from Labyrinth.
No.
Mine popped out once when I was
Ooh.
3.
Your eyeball popped out of your head?
I was running around while my mom was having choir practice, and she was yelling at me to stop running, and I'm still running full speed. And I remember turning around, still running full speed, and saying, "Okay, mommy," and then turning back around, and then just bam, right into the edge of the pew, and I sliced open my like it hit it like right in my eye, and like there's still a scar in my eyebrow where they stitched me back together, but it was all split open. And my mom was like, "Your eye was in your hand." I was like, no.
And she hasn't ran a day in her life since.
That's just
I wouldn't
smart.
either.
Yeah, that's just survival tactics.
That song, "These Shoes Are Made for Walking," facts. And that's as fast as we go in them.
You're 100% right, Nancy Sinatra. Thank you.
I would walk 500 miles, but I would never run.
No.
I
You're
have
right,
no-
the
Run,
proclaimers.
don't run
Thank you.
looking back over your shoulder.
Yeah.
That's just dumb.
Yeah, that's a lesson learned.
Now, the most like terrifying childhood event for me, I've had a very charmed life, was like I swallowed a piece of candy and it got caught in my esophagus, but it was a lifesaver, so it had a hole in it.
Oh.
Oh, so my cousin figured it out in under 2 minutes to hit me on the back until I coughed it up again.
Thank God it had that hole in it. You would have been dead.
I mean, they lived in Louisiana most of their lives, so I'm surprised it took them that short a time.
My most terrifying childhood memory was dancing on a septic tank lid, and then the septic tank gave way, and I fell
In the doo-doo.
in the doo-doo water. It would have been deep enough for me to drown in if I hadn't Indiana Jonesed myself onto the ledge in a moment of panic.
See, with my cat-like reflexes, I caught the edge of the septic
No,
tank.
I think it was just me in the
Yeah.
middle of dancing to Midnight Star, Freakazoid's Report to the Dance Floor. boards gave out. My hands were here already, and I just grabbed a hold to the edge.
Wait. What? Midnight Star, what?
You remember Midnight Star? The 80s?
I remember the Weird Al song Midnight Star, which is about a tabloid.
No. The
No.
Midnight Star was a band in the 80s. They started kind of an electro movement, electro soul, R&B, disco.
See, that sounds like something I'd like to listen to, honestly.
Look up Freakazoids. And it's
Okay, we're way off topic. I'm sorry, we're way off topic.
yeah, sorry, yeah. I forgot we were recording.
I didn't.
Yeah, we're still recording.
You don't let us run on with fucking music, Rex. Jesus Christ!
Oh, like we
See, I
haven't
didn't
done
know.
worse for longer.
I know Jeff's already muted. Oh no, he's unmuted. He's here. He's here to yell at us.
No,
Go ahead, Jeff.
I was just coming back so I one up everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't have anything.
Oh.
That's the best way to one up us.
Yep.
Allow me to make up a quick horror story of my child.
Guess who didn't have any childhood trauma? Me, Jeff. Fuck you, losers.
I couldn't fall in holes. I was 6 feet, 6'3" at the age of 3.
Oh, there's that.
One time I tripped over the biggest thing in the house, myself.
Oh, a penis joke.
Hey-oh. Oh. We're not going to talk about Jeff's penis because I'm sure that makes him uncomfortable. Jeff, does that make you uncomfortable talking directly about your penis?
I'm playing with it right now.
Okay, well, there you go. We're very progressive here at this podcast, which is called That Time I Raided the Unconquerable Mega Dungeon. Let's get going.
Oh. Episode 2, Penis Play.
All right, here we are. Episode 2, Dungeon Level -1.
Oh.
When we last left
That's
off,
right.
when we last left off, you guys were in the Sundered Shield Bar. I had just agreed to Old Tuck's invitation to do a favor for him. And after your meal, your on the house complimentary, very large meal, he returns to you and says, "All right, here is a list of names, and I am giving it to you. I had my son run over there and make some reservations, so you guys have 2 nights at the Hero's Retreat, the most luxurious, I guess, inn in town for adventurers, unless, of course, you are of noble stock. None of you are, like, secretly nobles hiding amongst the rabble in order to prove yourself, yada, yada, yada."
Not that I'm aware of.
Borello is currently knuckle deep in one ear, like digging out his ear.
I'll take that as a no from the rest of you two.
In one of my past lives, yes, I was.
Oh, well, what are you now?
Nope.
Other than creepy looking.
Yeah.
I mean, creepy's a bit of a strong word. He just looks, no, fair dinkum. He's creepy as fuck.
Yeah, creepy.
Massive imposing figure in armor and a death's head mask. Yeah, that's not super. That's not super. It's not. The kids are not going to like this one. The only person
is not
It's
the
great
word
for
I
Halloween.
use.
Yeah, you look like a character who doesn't have to chase people, but is always magically behind them 30 feet.
will always show up in front of them as a few blocks later.
Predictive pursuit.
Oh, I'm taking that feat.
Oh, I wish that was a feat. That'd be cool.
It's a pretty solid metal man.
This is like not the first time you've been asked this, and Rouse, I know you dress to the nines on most occasions. You're getting the impression this question is directed at you mainly.
She's very conspicuously not answering, but if you look fast enough, you'll catch a deep eye roll.
All right.
As she tucks her noble crest ring into her pocket.
Well, anyway, here you go. Here is your reservations. I had it set up for you, and here is the list of things. Here is what you're looking for. At the end of the season last year, two adventuring parties went in there to, I guess, wait out the winter. And he points to the chalked on leaderboards. He's like, you can see them up there. They left the dungeon with a pretty sizable haul, and they got fairly deep. Thing is, we haven't seen them at the bar all winter. No one's seen them at the town shopping for resources or anything. And we need to know whether they're still here and what's been happening with them. Here's the thing. When you go in the dungeon, you get a token that basically allows you to go into the dungeon where you left off. You'll understand as you go in. We need to know if these things have reset on them or what's going on. There are dangling prize pots, if you follow me.
So you've got this group that went in last year. 2 groups. They went in last year, and you don't know if they came back out.
No, they came back out. We saw them come back out. We just
haven't seen them around here.
Right. Except for what you told me earlier.
Gentlemen going down the mountain.
Yeah. You said you spied a guy on the mountainside that really fit the description of one of them, one Frankel Mencastro, who is the leader of one of these 2 adventuring bands.
He seemed to be in a hurry to get off the mountain.
Yes.
So the rest of them just up and disappeared?
Well, I'm not sure what's going on. And as far as the Hero's Retreat go, I'm barred from being in there, so I can't go snooping myself.
So you haven't gone in there to verify whether or not they are still up here on the mountain?
No, and I'm afraid the proprietor there is not really going to tell me.
All right, fair dinkum.
Here's the thing about Miss Crimp, he says. She is a fastidious and let's call her. You hear one shout from the side of the bar. Uptight! She's an uptight woman who owns the place. So try not to get yourself kicked out. She loves the money adventurers bring to her very expensive inn, but she doesn't necessarily love the adventurers. So be on your best behavior, at least for the 2 days you're there, if you can. But the most important thing is you find you establish the fate of, and he slides a piece of paper across, these 8 people.
Right. Okay. Investigatory undertakings.
Right. All you gotta do, go in there, check in, stay in the lap of luxury for 2 days before you have to head out to the old mining hills.
When does the dungeon open?
Oh, well, you're a little early, and it's not really set to open officially for a week.
Okay. All right. Well, shit.
Quick question. Is there a graveyard around here?
Oh, yeah. Boy, do we have a graveyard. Yes.
The awkward stare from the rest of the table.
Yeah, we all just kind of look at him. Really? Why?
We got a graveyard on the west side of the mountain, and for people who cannot afford interment at the more secure what do you call it?
Mausoleum?
Yeah, no, not mausoleum, but crypt. The more secure crypt below the church, the town's main temple.
So the temple has the catacombs.
Yeah, oh yeah. They have to dig it deeper every year, I feel like.
Well, fortunately, you're on top of a mountain, so that plenty of landscape and real estate.
Yeah. Old Tuck smiles, and it doesn't look like it's a fully authentic smile. Yeah, if you're looking for the temple itself, that's the chapel of many altars, and he takes one of the napkins at the end and begins to quickly draw with a piece of charcoal onto it. He's like, here's a quick outlay of the town, places adventurers like to go, chapel of many altars. This is where the Mages Guild extension is. This is where this is the royal garrison. You want to stay within the mayor's office if you need to talk to him. That's basically. Oh wait, no. He marks one other area. This is Obart's goods and gear. He's always open. It serves as a general store for the town, but also he supplies a lot of adventurer stuff.
Oh.
He slides the napkin over to you. You can keep that handy. No charge.
Thank you. Before we go on our way, and I'll look at everybody else, and like, before we head to do what we're going to do, I want to make a stop by the graveyard outside town, not the crypt, the graveyard, because that was the one that's free, and I want to go check it out, see if there's any new graves.
Oh.
That happened over the winter time.
Perhaps shallow.
Yes.
Are you saying this after Old Tux leaves or before he does?
I'll say it after he leaves.
Okay.
That's a lead worth exploring, I'd say.
Old Tux urges you to get to your to get up and get going. He says you're checked in for 2 days, but your check-in starts when you show up. So if you guys want to stay wherever you're staying for the night and have more opportunity to investigate, you can wait till morning to check in.
How late is it now?
You guys got up here fairly early in the day, but like you've been dawdling around, cleaning up your campsite. Came back in here, did a lot of eating and things like that. So it's probably about 4 p.m.
Do a quick check of the graveyard before we get settled down, or I'll let y'all make a decision on where you want to go. If y'all want to go back to our campsite or go to the hotel.
I mean, we spent the time to organize it. Why not sleep there tonight and start fresh in the morning at the Hero's Rest?
That's one way to look at it. Another way to look at it would be like, it's ritzy at the Shadow Shield. Maybe it also comes with complimentary jams and jellies. So, well, I'm full now, but I'll be hungry tomorrow.
Exactly. So tomorrow for breakfast, we can go check in there and see if they've got a complimentary continental. I'm assuming that's what you're thinking about. And,
jams and jellies is really all I'm thinking about right now.
Yeah, they might have the jams and jellies for breakfast. For the tenants, residents, guests. So we crash in our little campsite tonight. We claim that for ourselves. That way, if anybody else shows up, they're not going to take it while we're gone for 2 days. Or if they do, we'll refurbish another one. But let's go check out this graveyard. Yeah?
No, we got to get our scent all over it so they know it's ours.
All right.
Belgrip, that doesn't mean necessarily peeing everywhere.
Well, you can be outside the door.
I look like a dog, but I'm not a fucking idiot.
Oh, no. I had to be taught that lesson by my master.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
That makes sense. Wow, you guys just both racist to each other. Good on you. All right. As you guys exit the Sundered Shield, throwing on your cloaks and things, and begin trudging to the western side of town, you see down the main street that a large caravan has arrived, and it looks like crew people from the Telegraph Project that have finally reached the top.
Well, let's go meet Myron Cricket and go get our money.
All right, you divert briefly. And as the daylight wanes, you find Myron Cricket talking to some of the other foremen. He holds his finger up for a moment. I will be with you in just a minute. And he continues his conversation, leaving you guys standing there, a minor and petty power play, before he heads over to you.
I'm going to go grab my bag while he holds his finger up.
All right. Yeah, your bags, of course, have arrived safely. You can find them quite easily. And you also see that Veal is there checking off his bags. He has apparently hired someone from town to do a lot of the carrying, and he gives you a friendly wave. as Cricket approaches you, cutting off
Big
your
old-
view of
Big old green thumbs up at him.
Cricket sticks his hand amongst his many furs and cloaks and things. He's like dressed, like overdressed for the cold, and he pulls out his clipboard. Says, "Ah, yes, thank you. Let's see what we got. Rouse, your report was very thorough and very accurate. I thank you, and the crew thanks you. We didn't have any problems other clearing away what you left behind, and you did a great job clearing out the
Yeah.
rats."
Here's the
As
tails.
expected.
Slap the rat tails out from underneath my horse blanket.
I believed you, actually. You didn't have to.
Well, you said to bring proof, so I brought proof.
You didn't need to bring the whole tail. Like, tips would have been nice. Anyway, point is, let me get your compensation. And he
Wait,
begins to eat.
so you don't want these tails?
Oh, no.
You're not going to eat these?
No. The report said they were diseased.
Oh, fuck, that's right. I forgot they were diseased. Never mind.
He begins digging through his purse and pulls out your recompense, seven gold apiece. Here you are. Your contract with us isn't necessarily over, and I might need to approach you for other services during the course of the construction. Do you know where I can find you?
Tonight, we're going to be at the old miners' camp,
All right.
but then for the next 2 days, we'll be at the Heroes' Rest.
Oh, wow. I will see you there. I will be checking into the Heroes' Rest myself tonight.
I mean, I'm assuming we're going to use this gold there, yeah? I look to my crew. Realizing that
That's nobody's business. Shut up.
maybe I overplayed my hand when I said where we would be.
He pays you off and thanks you, and he says, "I'll see you about," and goes back to work. Meanwhile, as you from your diversion, you head back to the western side of the mountain top.
Is there anywhere that I can toss these tails?
In any pile of snow will do, probably.
Yeah.
Whenever you get to the western side of the town, after passing through all the various, like, very densely crowded buildings, the thing is, it's a moderate-sized town, or at least it's built to be a moderate-sized town in a very small town area. So all the buildings here in Delver's Gate are 2 stories at least, 3 to 4 stories in general, with steeped, with very steep roofs. You're guessing that the primary job during winter is clearing the streets of snow that is slid off. The graveyard you see is a loose collection on a very steep hill of mounds covered in rocks, some of them with markers, with some of them having names, some of them just generalized markers denoting a religious faith, things like that. As you search around, give me a perception check.
Golden 18 plus 7.
Okay, so 25. What'd you get, Mahogany?
18.
18. Yeah. All right, you find there are
23. Sorry.
Okay, 23.
Even.
All right. So yeah, you guys don't have a problem finding the most obvious thing there. First, I'll start there for the 18s and 20s. There are a number of graves that are pre-dug. They are filled with snow, and they were probably dug during the summer months. The soil up here is rocky, obviously, and so digging a grave here either takes magic to do it quickly or a lot of back-breaking labor with a pick. And so you find 4 graves that are open and empty, save for a good bit of snow. Let's see. Wargrim.
Yeah.
You, upon your further investigation, find that there are a few scattered mounds, like the snow is disrupted and the rocks on top of them are disrupted as well.
Go take a peek at them.
All right.
And I'll call attention for everybody else to come look at them.
Okay. As you get over there, you get a creeping feeling, like you've not experienced just up here before. And whenever you get closer, one of the rocks clatters down a little further off its mound. And the next thing you know, a skeletal hand begins to basically begin shoving rocks away from itself as as a skeleton rises up, basically exploding upwards out of the broken debris of his grave. He's wearing a battered breastplate, a helmet still. It has one arm and glowing eyes, and it lets out what you think might have been an attempt at a battle cry. It doesn't sound like a voice so much as a rattling hiss, and it charges toward the group. Let me go. Where's my owlbear map? I'm just going to use this the area that I have marked off for this.
Okay.
So is that perception roll our initiative roll, or are we rolling initiative?
We will roll initiative momentarily, but here's basically the area that you'll be fighting in.
I'm seeing you draw it this time. So
Yeah.
pay attention to it.
All right.
That's sloping down or sloping up?
Sloping down. You guys are on, yeah.
Okay.
We're low, and it goes up, I see. Where was the grave that Wargrim was drawn to?
Hold on. God damn it.
It almost looks like the back of Cruella de Vil's head.
What?
You know, I can see it.
Yeah, right?
No.
like this is the edge of her hair, right? And then this is her cheekbone. That's her chin.
Okay, yeah, all right.
And that's her high ass collar. Maybe not Cruella de Vil.
Back 3/4 view.
Yeah.
Maleficent.
The wicked stepmother.
So where's your, there you are. So I'm gonna put Wargrim next to the grave, near the grave where he saw. So there you go.
But he did call us over to look at it too.
Yeah. I feel like I wouldn't be that far behind, but not that close either.
So yes, the as you get close, the skeleton rises up out of the grave. Let's do initiative, shall we?
Hey, these digital dice are nice today. It gave me the same. I got the same number, 23.
Ooh.
All right, that's your initiative, Bill Grip.
Yeah.
20.
Wow. I got the exact same initiative as my perception roll, 20.
Yeah.
Weird.
I wasted a natural 20 on it for 28.
28 again. This is the second combat you've gotten a 28 on.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
15.
Wargrim,
15.
15. Again. Oh gosh. So the only two of you got different initiatives. I'm getting iffy about these dice.
I have like real dice that I roll sometimes too, I think. Like
that's fine.
Because I miss doing the real dice. The path builder's dope, but the dice don't make any noise. I need a little clicky clack.
Yeah, the clicky clack math rocks.
Yeah, I need that. I need it.
All right. Back. There you go. Okay. Let's do the skeleton, right?
Yeah, I like rolling physical dice sometimes so that I know that it's my failure and not an electronic issue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Sorry, reading monster stats in the system is new to me. I'm trying to find out what skill they generally use for. Oh, perception. Okay, good.
Yeah, normally perception.
All right. That's unfortunate for me. Here we go, Rouse. Rouse, the skeleton rises out of the grave. Looks like bent on vengeance. Who knows?
Well, today, skeleton, Rouse is gonna take aim. She's gonna hunt prey, which is an action on the skeleton.
Sure.
Drawing. So hunt prey, draw the bow, and she's gonna do her hunted shot, which allows her to do 2 for the price of one.
All right.
Trying to remember how to do that on here. Haha. Roll. Hunted target. All right, so the first one is an 11.
Oh,
11 to hit. That is a miss, I'm afraid. This guy is
Second
still
one.
moderately armored.
Second one is a 21.
21 will hit.
A for 4 damage.
4 points of piercing, you say?
That you are correct, sir.
Your arrow flies true, but it goes through basically like its bones. It basically flies through the gaps in its bones.
Damn you, skeleton.
We're at you, Belgrip.
yeah. So I'll draw my weapon. I feel like my weapon's normally, because it's like a gun on piercing, but it's modular now. So I will draw. I will spend an action to adjust it to where now it does bludgeoning damage.
Alrighty.
Seeing the arrow go through the thing, so he puts his arm in his little hand cannon thing, and he starts adjusting knobs and dials and stuff, and that takes an action. And then so instead of overdriving to try to get the extra damage, I'm going to go ahead and shoot just to see if I can hit it.
Fire away.
That'll be my last action. Wait, how far away? I'm not more than 30 feet, am I? Or wait, no, that was my old. I switched up from gun to short bow, and I forgot that my range is different.
All right.
What's the range? 60 feet. Perfect. That's a 12 for a total of 18 to hit.
That will hit.
Oh,
Sweet.
shit.
So he'll take D6 bludgeoning. Oh, 6.
All right. Your weapon blasts across the graveyard, smashing into the skeleton, making a direct hit, doing full damage. It lets out another angry hiss as we move on to Borello. Borello.
Kill it, Borello.
So Borello he might look slow and stupid, but he noticed that
He does.
the piercing didn't do nearly as much damage as the gunshot. Or
Just so you know, basically, I forgot to mention this beforehand. Moving backwards is double movement, is half speed. So you're moving down. You'd be moving uphill.
so
So
we're
moving towards the enemy's fine. Moving away from the enemy's difficult terrain.
Yes, it is.
Just because of the
Okay.
slope.
Okay, cool. Then Borello is going to throw his arms back and Naruto run using 2 actions
Okay.
to get into potential flanking position. Because he saw Wargrim likes to step up and smash, so he's gonna hopefully his partner will do that. And then that was 2 actions, and then for my final action, I will flurry of blows.
Flip kick, hoo-ha!
Let's see here. So that's first attack, an 18.
Hit.
Second attack, is an 11. So just
Not a
the
hit.
one hit.
No.
It paused on a natural 20 for 5 bludgeoning damage. Oh, wait. Yeah, 5 bludgeoning damage.
5. All right. You run up, get to the back of the skeleton, give it a crack in the back. It makes a crunchy noise. And we're moving on to I can't. Wargrim. My skeleton went dead last.
Nice.
All right. Wargrim pulls the club out. That's one action. Then I'll move. If I move just 1 square forward,
That's an action.
It's still an action. So.
okay.
You can, however, step, which would, for future reference, you can 5-foot step is still one action, but then you don't get, if not all creatures can make attacks of opportunity, but if they could, that would be safely stepping away from a creature that could make an attack of opportunity. That still exists in 2nd edition. It's just it takes an action.
Then I'm gonna pulled my club, moved, and then I'm gonna swing.
And it is off guard because we are flanking it.
Hopefully, it might be a skeleton with all-round vision.
Maybe.
15 to hit.
The 15 will not hit, unfortunately.
No. Oh, with its -2 to AC
Oh yeah.
because it's off guard.
It's still
Oh,
You what now?
It still will not hit.
Okay, even with the 17.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm guessing you can guess what the AC is by now.
18.
All right.
The skeleton goes, unless you had any more actions you wanted to
No,
do.
you only got those 3.
All right, the skeleton, not being a genius or anything, goes after the person directly in its eyesight. It lets out again another hissing battle cry. You don't know where the hissing's coming from. It's supernatural. It's a skeleton. Who knows?
I could believe it if it was a zombie, but a skeleton's stupid.
It's just the wind whistling through his bones.
It takes a bunch of desperate sweeps at you. Does 21 get you?
Yes.
All right. And then the other 2 are misses.
Good.
For 4 damage, unfortunately. Oh, wait, no, sorry. 6 damage. 6 damage.
All right.
Because I was looking at the wrong weapon interest stat. And on initiative number 9, 2 more skeletons arise in nearby graves.
Oh no, fellas. Looks like you 2 guys are fucked. Come on, Rouse, let's get the fuck out of here.
Then I'll use my feet scamper away.
No.
No.
All right. Okay.
This is another skeleton.
No, they spent their entire actions unearthing themselves, so
Yeah,
We're
there's
at
2
the
more
top.
of them.
we're at the top of the round. Rouse.
All right, Ross is going to continue to aim at the same one and do the flurry. The first one is a 26.
A hit? Yep, definitely.
The second one misses with a 12.
Yeah.
All right.
1 damage for nothing.
All right. You're
Oh, that's like your only option is the piercing weapon, huh?
Yeah, I mean, or else I got a dagger. I'm not.
Which is also piercing. I'm pretty
Is
sure.
it? Yeah, it's also piercing. Mm-hmm.
Got to get you some blunted bolts, blunted arrows.
Yeah, like I feel like the only way I even have a chance is with the flurry because the damage gets combined.
Oh, it
but,
stacks, yeah.
You know, but I can only do that once a round. Yep, I think I'm gonna call it.
all right. Okay. We're at Bilgrup. Bilgrup, 2 more skeletons are up from the graves. They didn't tell you that these utterly free graves you use are not really consecrated, and you're seeing why the guys seemed apprehensive about telling you about them.
Yeah. I'm going to attempt to overdrive my device. Oh, natural 19. So that's a crit. So it'll be overdrive for a minute instead of 1 round. Perfect. Now let's see if I can hit. I'm going to try and shoot the one that we've already done damage to try and finish it off. My first attack with a 19 total. That still hits, yes?
Yes.
All right. Fuck yes. So he'll take D6 plus 4. Bludgeoning. So 9 bludgeoning.
9 bludgeoning to the first guy.
Yeah.
All right. Then your second attack sends him back to hell where he belongs.
All right. And then for my third action, I'll do my second attack for this round on the next closest now skeleton.
All right.
It's a skeleton like the other one?
Yeah. Yes. Though it looks like it's been here far longer.
Okay. Oh, natural 4, probably a miss.
Okay, that is probably a miss. I don't know. Did you get 18?
No.
Oh wait, no, sorry.
That would give me a 5 total because it's my second attack.
Not 18. My bad. Let me go back to. There we go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. No. Yeah. Still miss.
Their AC's not 5. We're fucked.
No, their AC is not 5. Barallo. Their AC is not 5.
Morello sees the one crumple into dust in front of him, shoots a look at Belgrup, and a grim nod as he steps forward. Get fucked, mate. And we'll flurry of blows this next guy after moving. Well, actually, it's going to take. I'm moving downhill, so
You're moving uphill.
I'm moving uphill. Downhill was all right. Got it.
It's difficult
But you've
terrain to
got
go
enough
up to that
movement, I'm
one.
pretty sure.
Yeah, I got the movement. First attack is a miss. Second attack
Wait, what'd you get?
was
These ACs are different on these guys.
it was a 15.
Still a miss. You're right.
I'm sorry, it was a 12. Is that a crit miss?
No,
Okay, and then a 19.
that will hit.
All right.
Is there a critical miss modifier for the flurry of blows?
Not that I know of. No.
Yeah, then you don't have to worry about it.
A jammed finger.
Yeah.
Only if you roll a natural 1.
7 bludgeoning damage.
7 bludge. All right. Next in the order, Gorgrim, there's a guy adjacent to you and one further down the hill.
Over and going to take 2 attacks.
All righty.
So, first attack, let's see. 14 hit.
14 does not hit, I'm afraid.
Okay. And the second one, a 4.
All right. This skeleton's a little dodgier than the last guy. That skeleton is dead. We're on to the other 2 skeletons. The skeleton begins slashing wildly with its claws on Wargrim and Barello. So 1 for each of you. Miss on Wargrim. Barello does a, what is that? Sorry, my glasses. Does a 22 get you?
It does.
All right.
You can only block with your buckler if you've raised your shield. Is that correct?
Right.
Correct.
Keep forgetting that I have that.
All right. So
Me too.
he slashes at you with his claws for 5 damage.
5 damage. Okay.
And the other one, down the hill a bit, you see him pull out a very old-looking, decrepit bow, and he was basically buried with bow and arrow, and he begins to fire upwards towards distant enemies, and those distant enemies are you, Belgrub.
Yeah.
Seeing you're not quite as distant. However, I don't think 16 gets you.
It's not that big of a miss.
So yes, an arrow stabs into the earth next to your feet. And that's the skeleton's turn. We're back to you, Rouse. Rouse, skeletal archer, skeletal slasher. Which one are you going after?
The slasher's already been hit, yeah?
He has.
All right. I shall focus fire, hunt prey as an action, and then flurry.
Right.
Target clear. This only works if you both hit, you son of a bitch. And you both miss.
Oh,
11
damn.
and 10.
All right.
Oh,
Any other moves or anything?
I will raise my shield as my
Gotcha.
last action.
Gotcha. 23. Belgrip.
First time for
Skeletal
everything.
archer, skeletal slasher. Which one are you going after?
I think the one that can shoot me. I want to kill that one.
All right.
So I will return fire at the one that's shooting at me because he's scared me with the arrows.
All right.
19.
19 will hit.
All right. I'm pretty good with the rolls today. Not now because I said that out loud. 5 damage. Roll.
5 damage.
1 + 4.
All right. It still damages him if you're still using bludgeoning.
Yeah, it's bludgeoning now.
Right.
I've tweaked my invention to do bludgeoning damage for this combat.
What a cool trait you have.
Yeah, it's just I have to roll. Well, I don't have to, anyway. Well, we can get into how it works later. Let's see. Do I want to shoot again and then raise my shield? I think I do. I'm only at a +1 on that second attack, but yeah. Fuck yeah. Natural 18 for a 19.
All right. That'll hit.
And max damage 10.
Hey.
10. All right. This skeleton explodes back into his grave. It just blasts apart, falls straight down.
I didn't know I was going to be the warrior for this group.
And then I raise my shield in case the other one comes after me.
All right. Let's see. We're on you, Borello.
Hey, we're gonna go all out. We're gonna flurry. First action is a flurry. Oh, it rolled on the 15, so that's a miss. It was a 17 total, and then a 12.
17 will hit.
Oh, will it?
Yeah,
Excellent.
these are different than the first one.
For 6 damage.
Okay.
That's my first action.
All right.
Second action, I will go into wolf stance. And
That's the
third
wolf.
action, I will try to hit him again. Natural 17 for a
That'll hit.
16.
That will hit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Almost max damage of 11 damage.
All right.
Unfortunately.
You explode the skull of the skeleton.
Well, it's
falls-
piercing.
Go ahead.
It's piercing damage.
Oh, let's see. Then it's still up. My bad. Both of those are piercing.
No. Just the last one. The wolf attack was piercing.
Then I take it back. The skeleton's still up. Wargrim, it's your go.
Whack, whack.
Roll whack.
Let's see what happens.
Can he get the 16 needed to hit this
I
monster?
rolled a 15, so plus 6.
That is a yes.
Now let's see about damage. D6 plus 3. Rolled a 4, so 7 points of damage.
7 points. What kind of weapon are you using?
The club.
All right, yes. Your club basically smashes all the way down from the crown of this skull's head to the bottom of the grave that he is standing in, smashing him apart entirely. Nothing else comes creeping out of their graves, so you're clear.
I will gather the bodies, put them back into the graves, and say a prayer and consecrate them over.
All right. Make a perception check while you're gathering the bodies.
Okay.
Boy, we got real shit mixed on that one.
Let's see.
Well, he's
would
doing
be
that.
13 plus 7, so 20.
All right. While you're gathering the body's parts, you notice that each of them have a growth of sort of a purple-black crystalline material inside their skulls.
Gas detect magic. Is there any magic detected?
Yes, this is a material that is rare in a lot of places, but you're guessing that the density of magic on this mountain is such that it probably crops up fairly often. This is grave onyx.
Ooh, that sounds dope.
Any negatives I'd have to be aware of, or is this just more like a treasure type thing?
It is a treasure type thing. It is basically it is something that can enhance and facilitate the creation of undead.
Then I will definitely get it removed.
All right.
Does this look like they were originally brought back up, or does this look like something that occurred just because the magic correlated here?
These guys, given the shape of the crystals, looked like that they were they occurred naturally.
Okay.
Generally, if you're using grave onyx to create undead, then that particular crystalline structure will be looks like a cut gem.
While he's doing that, Borallo pulls out his healer's kit and he starts cleaning his wounds with snow and inexpertly starts treating his wounds.
Okay.
The DC is 15. I got a 23, so I get back, 8 hit points?
Like 2d8, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Beyond that, you don't see anything directly related to any fresh graves. You don't find any like new or moist bodies or anything like that. Everything otherwise than the things that were disturbed by the skeletons looks undisturbed.
Well, like I said, I'll try to put them to rest, say prayers over them, and try to secure the site. So, and take a peek at any other area that I think might. Do I get a present? I will cast detect magic over the whole area and walk through it and see if I get any more readings from, like, if there's some other graves that might have this same stone in it.
You begin to detect magic. as Borello is treating his wounds, and you don't necessarily feel like very strong auras of this necromantic gem anywhere. It seems like you guys have gotten the current crop of it.
And is there any way to purify these gem clusters that we're pulling away from this thing? So, like, if I took it to the temple, could I ask them to purify?
You can turn, but that would only turn them into inert semi-precious stones. They're more valuable with their magical aura. But if that's something that you feel strongly about, it can be done.
But this basically is only used to create undead, correct?
Correct.
So, yes, we'll go destroy it.
Okay.
Or get it turned into semi-precious stones.
Okay.
Or at least I will look at everybody and tell them, I will explain to them what the situation is. I don't want to put something else back in circulation that's going to cause more undead. So, yeah, let's put everything up and cover up and go back to the temple to turn these in and get them purified.
No, yeah, man, fair dinkum. I mean, if it's just to make more undead, that I didn't have the money from this beforehand, so I don't feel like I'm losing anything by you decreasing the value of it.
Let's see. Belgrip, as he describes these things to you, you know that these stones can also be used for reagents in magical crafting and various things like that to basically facilitate the construction of necromantic items as well. So if there's any kind of like necromantic style spell effects that you would want to use, they are also useful for that sort of thing. But
not really my cup of tea or where I'm going, but
all right.
I don't know. I mean, we're talking about turning them in for a reward, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, I could buy stuff that I need with that then.
Okay.
And if we ever need more, we can always come back here and find more.
You know, that brings up an interesting question, though. Is this a naturally occurring stone, or did someone implant these?
Well, that's what I asked earlier, and it pretty much what I got from Terrence was the magic in the mountain has basically coalesced here over time, was not done through a necromantic ritual. So this is just kind of the dead here basically coalesced that rock crystal formation into it and help animate it.
Yeah, apologies. I was busy patching up my skeleton scratches.
Which
anybody else get hurt?
Yeah, I'm gonna do mine now.
Okay. After you patch up, you said you're heading to the temple?
Yeah.
Okay. When you get to the Chapel of Many Altars, you see that it is a large 3-story circular building, but the stairs outside go upwards toward the middle story.
Okay.
And when you get to the doors, they are festooned with carvings of many different symbols of many different gods. The door is unlocked, and as you pull aside the big wooden doors, it lets out a creak, and you come into a sanctuary that is filled with altars to numerous nature gods. There are gods to like money, prosperity, basically hearth and home. And there are basically all the gods that are mainly favored by common people are on this floor, and various different many alcoves, many different small altars to them. But on either side of you as you enter, there's a staircase going up and a staircase going down. Presumably, one going down to the first floor, and going up to the third floor. At the front of, or the far end of the building, you see that there is a man lighting incense, and it looks like he's burning something as some sort of sacrifice. But it smells like it smells very foody. And when he hears you come in, he stands and smiles, and you see that it's a man probably in his late 50s with iron gray hair, a broad smile on his face, and he's got a stole over his very kind of neutral robes, that have different harvest gods and gods of the seasons on them. He says, "Welcome, parishioners. May I help you?"
I will pull out the necromantic gems and tell him,
You've been to the local graveyard, I see, as he walks across the ornately decorated rugs and takes a closer look. He pulls out a pair of spectacles, puts them on. Oh, grave onyx, huh? Is this a donation to the temple?
a mix donation to clean them because I want them purified because they do not need to go back out into the public as necromantic devices.
Oh, no. You don't want me. You want the fellow upstairs.
All right. I will turn around. Thank you. And make my way up.
As whenever you get to the top, you see a room decorated with basically all the more holy celestial gods of good, valor, purity, protection, vigilance, that sort of thing. Little shrines to all of them. And you see from the far end a man with iron gray hair and neutral robes coming out of an alcove, putting on a different stole that has symbols of all these gods on it. It's the same guy. He says, "Enter, parishioners. Come, bless you."
Well, it's the same priest.
Yes.
Just depending on where he is in the building determines how he responds to certain things. Okay.
Him not coming over to you, he basically stands and waits as you guys come close to him. He already has his glasses on from before, and he looks down and says, grave onyx. A terrible necromantic scourge. Are you here to purify them, my son?
Yes, please.
He nods, and he turns around, pulls out a silver dish, and says, "Please deposit them here."
We'll put them in there. I'm not even fazed by this guy being the same guy that was downstairs.
All right. You see him begin muttering an incantation over them, and he pulls out a vial of holy water, which he pours over the top. And you can see a steam of dark black energy come off them very briefly. And then next thing you know, he pours the remainder of the water out of the plate and says, "Here you are, your inert grave onyx."
I'll take half of it and
go ahead.
Give it to. Well, how much does it normally cost? Can I get an idea how much it would cost normally to purify these?
Society.
It costs the cost of one holy water. Hold on, which I don't really know that off the top of my hand. Let me see. Pathfinder. Let's see.
See if I can find it faster than you can. I can't. It's not
three gold pieces to purify this.
And how much is the items worth?
The amount you guys had probably came to, honestly, not a lot. About 5 silvers worth.
It's going to cost us 3 gold to purify these?
Yep.
Well, it looks like we've had a change of heart.
Oh, well, I'm afraid I've already purified them.
I'll just hand him the okay.
We had 2 of those, right? Or 3?
Actually, how much did it cost to get them? How much? 3 gold?
Yep.
All right. I'll pay him 3 gold.
Thank you, my son. Here's the remnants of your good deed. And he passes you the inert grave onyx and takes the gold pieces. If you have any need of me, I am always here. I am Pastor Kai.
Pastor Kai, I've got a question for you. How often do you have to deal with the undead codgers up on the hill?
Oh, well, the graveyard outside of town is unconsecrated to any particular god. And so, as a courtesy, really. But unfortunately, the magic here on the mountain kind of accumulates in different ways. And to be honest with you, I think adventurers come in and do a little practicing from time to time.
I was just curious how often they cause problems for the town, or is it a non-issue?
Oh, well, we have a lot of adventurers coming through here, so it doesn't cause a lot of problems on the macro level. On the individual level, it can. Like yourselves, for instance.
Ah, it wasn't a problem.
Glad to hear it.
It was a nice workout. Work up a little bit of a sweat.
He says, "Is there anything else I can do for you this day? I have many." He reaches into his pocket and pulls out a scroll. I have many holidays to get to before the midnight hour.
I will ask where the altar for Pharasma.
Pharasma, you'll want to go down to the bottom layer.
Do we purchase healing potions from you? Is that a service you provide, or do we have to go to the general store?
During the active months, yes. The only thing I have now is holy water. I haven't gotten a restock from my sources yet on healing potions. Probably won't get them for another week or two.
Nah, fair enough. All right, then. Thanks for your time, Padre.
You guys are here awfully early. Or did I lose track of time? What day is it? He says to himself idly and begins going over his paperwork. I hope I'm not late on some of these rituals.
No, we're early. Morello put his hand behind his head and do the anime walk toward the door.
All right. Let's see. Wargrim, you head down the stairs and then down the stairs again to the first floor. There's no doors here to exit the first floor. And you see the first floor is a conglomeration of various shrines to dark gods of all kinds. But you also see that there's a shrine for gods of more unpleasant natural things like storms, death, etc. To one side. And when you find the shrine of Pharasma, seems to be well taken care of, as is everything really here. What are you doing?
I will place my offering on the plate.
All right. You place your offering on the plate.
The cleansed stones.
Get down. Okay.
Proof of your good works.
After saying whatever prayers you do, you meet everyone back up, I guess. Or you guys all following him down there?
Yeah.
If you follow a major god, chances are you'll find it here. There are also shrines to the small gods, which are generic themed shrines.
Looking for one that's just a shrine to like smart people, inventors.
Is there any?
There probably is one.
I'm sure, or the god of invention. Are there any shrines to ancestors?
No. This place seems to be mostly religious oriented, or rather, external religion oriented.
Yeah, that would be personal thing.
Yeah.
That being said, I've been looking for a way for her arrows to do different damage, and that's just non-existent in second edition.
Hey.
So
You'll have to carry a sling for those such occasions.
Yeah, maybe. It seems like a real oversight, but then again, it's probably just for game balance. But you not being able to do any damage. Because I was like, well, I got modular, but that's like an inventor thing.
Right.
And there's magical ammunition, but none of those change. Most of the magical ammunition is just like does added effects that I see so far. I'm not going deep into it because we're only first level.
Yeah.
So there's no point to look too far ahead. But I was like, maybe next level, there's tripline arrow and antler arrow, which both sound cool, but you're still doing piercing damage.
So Terrence, is this going to be 100% skeletons?
No. I would have felt bad if skeletons were not included at low levels, so I put them in the graveyard in case you guys went there.
And Jeff was like, we're going to a graveyard. I saw Terrence's eyes light up with, ooh, a chance for skeletons. Yeah, apparently, like, bludgeoning's the best. Like, most things, it has the least amount of monsters that have a weakness or a resistance to bludgeoning. But you just, with a ranger and an arrow, I think when skeletons showed up at first level, you're just kind of fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you got those boxing glove arrows like Green Arrow has, but
yeah, that's what I was looking for. Is like because in first edition, there's arrows for every type. You just have to buy them,
Yeah.
Blunt arrows and weighted arrows.
Yeah, they didn't do that this time.
But I mean, you got to think about it. Bludgeoning is always a solid choice for doing damage to anything.
Well, Jeff
Right.
picked it off the rip. Let's see.
I just
All
made
right.
sure I had the club with me.
Yeah. Every time you guys, whenever you guys are done at the temple, you see that it's gotten fully dark by now. So you can go check into the Hero's Rest or head back to the old miners' camp.
I'm still thinking, since we've only got 2 days and this lady has been reported to be quite the stickler, then she would probably count our first night there as our first day. So if we start off tomorrow, that would be our first day, and then we have another day after. That's my thinking. I don't know. How's everybody else feel?
I'm fine with that.
All right.
I was going to say, sounds good. But he seems like he's real distracted and trying to come up with a way to do blunt damage at range with Rouse's weapon.
The old inventory wheels rolling over.
Yeah. He's been distracted since the combat ended.
Gotcha.
We're gonna get back to we're gonna wake up in the cave and the walls are just gonna be covered in like mathematical formula with charcoal.
This is the Charlie from Always Sunny.
Yeah.
The aerodynamics of a blunt arrow.
I mean, I made it work for me, but I'm basically shooting projectile ice out of a cannon. I just don't know how to, with the wood shafts. I'll get back to you.
All right. When you guys are heading down to the other side of the eastern side of the mountain, where the old miners' camps are, you see that the caretaker of the quote unquote caretaker of the miner camps, Lurt, is once again outside of his cabin. This time he's smoking a long clay pipe. In the evening chill, just looking out over the mountaintops at the range. And when he notices you go by, he gives you a wave, and then after thinking for a moment, he calls back after you. Hey.
I was actually going to pause as we stopped there, look out at what he was looking at.
All right.
And say, a hell of a view you got there, brother.
Best in the country. I put a flag up outside your dwelling. That way it's marked, and so no one's going to try and jack it. At least no one's sane.
Much obliged.
I can't say it'll be absolute protection, but, I do have the city guard on my side, so.
Thank you much.
Y'all have a good evening.
An ounce of prevention is worth more than a pound of cure, or some such. Appreciate it, brother.
He nods and grunts and goes back to looking.
I'll leave him to look.
And as you guys are heading back to your camp, a light snow flurry kicks up, causing the evening to get a little cooler. The next morning, I'm not going to make you do watches this evening because there's nothing to watch for. The next morning, you arrive. Sorry. You awake in your fairly, I'm not going to call it warm, but tolerable cave
out of the elements.
Yeah, cave base, as it were. From the little bit of light coming in through the flaps, the edges of the flaps, you can see that there was a moderate snowfall, and you have to kick a little of the snow off your trail as you head back into town.
Morello's out there before the sun rises doing his stretches and katas and exercises.
And snow angels.
The snow angels were a side effect of his stretches.
Oh, yeah, that's the good stuff right there.
Yeah. He just does poses, snow poses.
One pose. Special pose, the gun show. And when you guys head back to town, you are there bright and early for the hero's retreat. Anything you need to do before you go inside?
I figure we can do some shopping after we do a little investigating. Let's go see if we've got these jellies and jams for Belgrup.
All right. Yes, it's still early morning.
I've had such a horrible couple of hours. Some jams and jellies would really help alleviate all my stress.
Did you not sleep well, brother?
I'm just trying to lay it on thick. For when we get in, I'm just praying when we get in there, we'll give them the look.
And then he gives you that look every dog's ever given anybody who has food in their hands.
That's
The secret power of your species or whatever.
Yeah.
Morello starts reaching in his bag for rations and no, hey, that's good, mate.
Ooh.
Upon arriving at the Hero's Rest, there is a fellow that greets you at the door. He looks like a employee. He's dressed very well, but not like manner born kind of a butler kind of look. He's just dressed very well for his job. He greets you and asks your names and walks over to a small podium that he has with a sign-in book. Are you here for a job or?
We have a reservation.
Names?
Morello.
Burallo, here we are. You're with the 4.
Yes.
Very well. Here you go. He spins the desk around and says, sign here, and you're here early enough to enjoy our breakfast, which is right down there toward the dining room.
Scampers off.
You have to sign in, sir.
Turns around real quick. Butts Morello out of the way.
I snap my fingers and point at you. Told you.
Yep, you on it. You got it. All right.
After you guys
Jellies and jams.
After you guys sign in and head back to the dining room, you see that it is a large area with lots of clean tablecloths over very well kempt, shining wooden chairs and tables. There are chandeliers here, mostly made of brass, that are gaslit.
Fancy.
And I smell the succulent smells of all kinds of morning fare on a buffet table where you see not only sausages, eggs, breads of all kinds, and a delicious assortment of jams, jellies, and preserves. There also seems to be some sort of steam-powered machine there that a fellow is fidgeting with. That he pours some batter onto a thing, pulls a lever down, covering up with a top item, and you smell the smells of cooking waffles, as he lifts it up again and pulls one out.
I obviously know what this is.
Yes, it is a very expensive waffle making machine.
Despite the food, I will show interest in the device for a moment. It's a combination of two of my favorite things. It's inventive, and it produces waffles, which is food.
There's even a stool there at the buffet for people who are of a shorter nature.
Oh, it's like it was just set up for me. I'm not helping y'all do shit. I'm going to be here all day.
You only see one other diner in the room itself who is having a modest breakfast from the buffet. You see there's also not fresh fruits fresh fruits, but there are a number of the kind of stuff that keeps over winter if you're careful. Like oranges and things like that, a few apples that are sliced up. But like things that are probably not too long for this world in their freshness as it stands, but that's what the other person's meal seems to be composed mostly of. Whatever fresh-looking foods they have, and a small amount of meat, and one waffle. You also see a heaping mound of whipped cream. All right. Whether or not you get breakfast, that's irrelevant. Let's take a quick break here so I can use the restroom.
I do get breakfast.
Me too.
Same here.
All right.
We're back.
So during the break, we
Bash Staten Island. It was great.
we weren't bashing Staten Island because Staten Island has a quality resident that a lot of people don't seem to know about. We're talking about Puxatawny Phil and how he predicted 6 more weeks of winter, but apparently there's like a whole bunch of other groundhogs
We're better.
who are better at him than him. Some of them not even alive.
Jersey's finest. What's
We
his
have the
face?
worst predictor of the weather at number 19 on this top 20 ranked list, or top 19 ranked list, of Mojave Max, who's a turtle. But Puxatawny Phil is not that much higher, with only a 35% accuracy rating at number 17.
Even the taxidermied groundhogs did better than Puxatawny.
Yeah, the 3 taxidermy groundhogs are immediately above Puxatawny Phil.
That's a shame.
Several percent higher.
One of them is a thing that's never been seen. At number 4 is Concord Charlie. He's presumed to be a groundhog. Question mark? Shrug.
That's our government at work, people.
Which is funny.
This is the NOAA.gov website.
Then there's a prairie dog statue that's done better than all of them nearabouts. It's number 3.
Yeah, Lander Lil, a prairie dog statue.
I'd also like to point out that this isn't like something they did in the 80s when they had nothing else going on. This report came out January 28th, 2025.
Anyway, the number one accurate weather predicting animal is Staten Island Chuck, a groundhog, presumably from New York.
New Jersey's finest.
We have some people that hate on Staten Island in the show. I'm not gonna point fingers or name names, but
Oh, well,
anyway.
It's mahogany. Did you hear her? She said it.
Yeah,
I don't-
said it.
I don't know enough about either one of those 2 geographical locations.
Well, General Beauregard Lee, the second in the place, is in Georgia, and we all know plenty about damn Georgia.
Well, I mean, I watched the Staten Island movie starring Pete Davidson, so I'm pretty fluent.
Pete Davidson, the guy that played the Fifth Doctor. No? Okay.
Just let that drop.
No.
Come on. Let's have a Doctor Who talk.
Just in case I wasn't paying attention, and I told Audible, or not Audible, but Audition to delete all the silence. There was a 4-minute pause after Terrace made that joke. It might have been cut out by accident. Otherwise, I meant to leave that 4 minutes of just dead silence in.
Oh my gosh. All right. I guess we'll get back to the game. Or are we calling this one a separate episode? I don't know. We're doing that.
Yeah, this is fun. Fuck it. Let's go long.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So, in the dining room of the Heroes Rest Inn, you guys gather. Everyone but Barallo gets a helping of breakfast.
Nah, I ate enough yesterday. I'm good for at least a week.
You're like a dieting 22-year-old woman. Oh no, I ate Monday.
It's Thursday.
And we moved on way before I could even mention that I wanted breakfast, but no, that's fine. That's fine. We'll just keep going.
No. We'll backtrack. Do you want breakfast?
No, I'm good.
All right.
Fruits.
If you wouldn't mind going ahead and getting a plate for yourself so I can pick off of it, and I don't have to look like one of those guys that just got too much of the buffet. Morello, get a plate.
And just load up a whole bunch of fruits.
Fruits.
So we need to investigate where these folks are. What are we doing? How are we doing this? I'm not an investigatory person. I'm a much more physically motivated.
Yeah, outside of the look I have for food, I'm not super charismatic.
As you guys are stuffing your faces and casually talking about what you need to do, you hear a voice call out, "Oh, there you are." As a real thin man with large glasses comes across the way, you see that he has a plate of cottage cheese and raisins on top. This, of
They
course,
had cottage cheese? Shit.
this is Myron Cricket. Oh, good to see you. I was afraid you weren't coming.
Well, we're here.
May I join you?
If you could sit across the table from me with your delicious or disgusting plate of cottage cheese and raisins.
Yeah, he
Actually,
sits
could you load up another plate for my little furry friend here?
Not with that,
He
please.
doesn't want to look like a glutton.
Don't. No, I'm good. Thanks.
he casually takes a bite of his food, and eats it for a moment and says, "Well, oh, this is very filling. No, it's good to see you. I'm sorry if I was rude down there in the valley when we first met, but you have exceeded my expectations, especially given the size of the crew that you provided. I'm guessing Mr. Veal is not with you any longer?"
Chuckle.
Right. Very well. There are certain questions that have arisen by the construction crew that I thought maybe you could answer. Those giant rats, did they bite any of you? Are you having any trouble with that?
They had plague, and no, I'm good.
I don't think any of us actually took a hit in that fight.
I did.
Actually, yeah, Wargrim did, but he shrugged off the disease. The fellow looks a little confused and says, "Huh? And you haven't had any contact with any other working men?"
Aside from grabbing my bag.
Right. Okay. There seems to be some sort of illness going around the camp, and I'm just wondering, that's all. That's why I chose to stay here at great personal expense.
You want me to go take a look?
I mean,
I am a medic.
oh, that's good. You'll have to go down to the bottom of the mountain again, unfortunately, to have a look. We moved some of the people who could not function as laborers back down there. But if you would like to go and investigate, it would please me greatly. This wouldn't necessarily be a part of the government contract, but if you have expertise in that area, I'd be glad to utilize it. And of course, you will be compensated. Naturally, he says, looking at you, Rouse. Whenever you can, that would be great. Honestly.
What else did you have going on? You seem to be here for more than just that.
Honestly, I'm concerned about, obviously, the crew members that are working on the telegraph project. My other bits of fretfulness are all personal matters. They need someone to stay and manage the project once it's completed. And I'm trying to get that job. It's steady work. I'm not married, and I don't have anyone to send money to or have to report back to at this point in my life. And the guy seems pretty young. But, I need something to make me look good towards the rest of the project managers. They'll be picking someone as soon as the thing is done, and if I can take care of this illness issue, then I feel that would be a big mark in my favor. I mean, there's only really 3 candidates, and it's down to which one of us will be in charge, as we're the ones that know the telegraph codes, which I can teach you, which are easy to learn. I don't know why more people don't do it.
So he wants us to go to the mountain, down the mountain again, to check on the illness.
Mm-hmm.
And it only took, 4 hours to get up here?
Yes.
Okay.
But we need to hang out here to find out about these people on this list.
Yes.
When you were here last night, were there other people around?
I believe I saw at least 1 or 2 folks around. This is not their busy season, obviously.
Have any conversation? Strike up any deals?
No, I don't even think I exchanged pleasantries. I basically came in and bathed and went to sleep. By the way, they have a wonderful bath here. If you want to indulge.
What's that look you're giving us when you say that? Wide-eyed, weird grin.
A bath, you say, like a full human, full male, human-sized, average person bath?
No, it's a communal bath, one of those large, steamy pools with the towels and the whatnots.
Like a hot spring.
A bit, but it's clearly artificial.
Oh, shit, an artificial hot spring is still a hot spring.
Well, it's good because he leans closer. You folks smell a lot like coal smoke.
Oh, that was what the look was for.
I think he's saying we stink.
Oh, no, I would never be so crass. I'm saying that, if you want
stink.
to, you could probably freshen up, and it would probably do very well to do so before Miss Crimp comes around. She's a fastidious woman.
So she's the type of woman who would tell us we smell like the outside and we need to go change our clothes.
That sort of thing, yes. I was on the other end of it when I got here yet last night.
Well, I appreciate you telling us this, and I will go accept this kind gesture of cleanliness.
Same. Oh yeah. I am down for a hot spring soak.
Is there a more private area?
No, there's Miss Crimp is very fastidious, as I say, so there is a women's and men's area.
What about
That was
non-binaries?
not the question. The question was, is there a more private area?
No, I think they're all communal based on which one you go in. But I don't think anyone else here is here, really, that I've seen. At least not many. You're probably not going to encounter anyone, at least this early in the day.
How many names were on our list?
8.
So you haven't seen any other guests?
He said he saw 1 or 2, but he didn't socialize.
1 or 2. That's what I hate, though. All right. Well, I'm off to take a bath. And Brallo gets up.
Did we ask him before that they also passed the stranger who was going down the mountain?
Did you? I don't remember.
I don't think we
I
did.
don't think
Well,
we did.
maybe, yeah, we'll
Yeah,
mention
no,
it.
I don't think you did either.
When you were coming up the mountain, did you also pass a
And I'll describe the person to him.
Kind of a greasy-looking human with a pencil-thin mustache.
yeah, a real pedophile type?
Looks like he would call things dastardly.
Yeah, the kind of guy that's legally required to introduce himself to the neighbors when he moves to a new neighborhood.
He says, I believe the men did pass some cloaked figure or other, but I never got a good look at him. The one man, he did pay one man to ride him down on a donkey after he stopped by.
The train's really the only feasible way up and out of that area.
I mean, of course, you can hike out of this area. Like you're just way up in the mountains with not a lot of like civilization around.
When's the next train supposed to come down? Down there.
Well, the next train I believe is due, and he pulls out a little like leather book and flips through it. It says, about 4 days, if weather permits, obviously.
Okay.
So chances are he's still down there in the town or in the in the valley.
So let's go take a bath. Maybe meet the lady before we head out and go back down the mountain.
Yeah, I think that sounds good.
All right.
Is there a bath attendant?
There is not. Basically, like this place is. You're guessing probably more well staffed during the busy season, but you only see like 2 or 3 employees here, and most of them are of an older age bracket, so probably locals that are helping Miss. Excuse me. That are helping Miss Crimp out.
Grim goes to the bath with his towel and his mask.
All right.
That mask has got to smell like a finger that's had a ring on it for way too long.
I'll clean it, but it's like, well, every time I remove the mask, I'm not looking y'all's direction. So it's my face I'm like never facing y'all.
You're the Mandalorian. All right.
Okay, I was gonna say fucking Wilson. Never see the bottom half of his face.
Oh yeah. Home Improvement.
When he goes to the bath, he's just got a towel over his head.
I don't remember much about Home Improvement, and I feel like I've said this before, but I do remember the episode where they go to his house for dinner, And the big thing is like,
Yeah.
oh, we're going to get to see Wilson's face. And every shot, there's like a candle or a book or like a plant. Like, still, the way they shot it, you still never see his face the whole episode, even though they're in his house hanging out.
Which is odd because that gag would not work for a live studio audience.
Oh,
Oh.
no.
No.
Live studios definitely, if you went to see the taping, you saw the bottom half of that dude's face. I'm sure.
Imagine the disappointment.
I mean, when they
it's just a
showed the
face.
bottom half of his face, it looked like it didn't belong there.
Yeah, sometimes they show the bottom half of his face and not the top.
No, they only showed the bottom half of his face one time. Was it like the end of the last episode? Because they did the curtain call or whatever, and he comes out with the little popsicle stick fence over his face and then took it down and bowed. But the way, it looked like the bottom of his face was too big for the rest of his face, is what it looked like to me.
Well, you spent years just seeing nose and eyes.
Exactly.
You got to develop in your mind your own mouth and chin, and it didn't
I wasn't
fit.
expecting the jowls.
Yeah, a lot of jowls.
Mm-hmm. He didn't
White men
sound
got
like
jowls.
I'm sorry, I forgot to actually give you the list of names. I put it in the Discord.
No.
So you're telling me you don't know Fredetta Greencloak? Franco Mango Tango the Invisible? Carl Defringer?
Wait, no. But I've heard of him.
Doris Brasselbones? Grail Hammercrash?
No.
Marina Red?
You're right.
Grail Hammercrash?
I added the same name twice. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Ignore that last one. It's Stanwyck Dreen.
Wait, my magical parchment is fixing itself.
I thought you were just making those up.
all names are made up, Rouse.
That's true.
Yeah, Barallo's just scrubbing the shit out of himself. He loves a good bath. Shampoo, conditioner.
Like, is there a laundry also?
They can do that for you as part of their service. Yes, there is. This is
Okay,
a
good. And then Ross
a
will take
full
off
service place.
all but the bottom layer of her clothing and be like, wash this, please.
Oh, I was waiting on the please. I was about to say, oh, go, no. That's how you treat our service staff? We can't be friends.
I said please.
I know. I was just waiting. There was a big pregnant pause there, though. But I wouldn't be privy to that information, so.
No, because she would have done this on her own. And like the same thing with going to wash. Like, she's gonna get in with all of her last layer of clothes on and wash those with her body.
Rouse is a never nude?
Never nude. People who shower in their underpants.
Not in a not private, but in like if it were private, then yeah, she would get naked. But it's not private, so I'll wash this last thin layer with myself.
So the four of you, I guess, gentlemen. Actually, no. Sorry, not your patron there, but
What?
Sorry, not Cricket. The three of you guys head to the fellow's side of the artificial hot spring, down below the surface of the street of the mountain, top village. You also head to yours, Ralph, and you find it empty, other than, of course, the person that you see there, like bringing in some fresh towels once toward the lockers, and then not even really acknowledging you before she leaves. As you three on that side are hanging out, scrubbing yourselves, waiting for your laundry to be laundered, a figure comes into the ladies' side of the hot spring. But Rouse, you hear a person come in, and the steam here is very thick. It's difficult to tell, but you see that there is a short feminine figure well built, muscular, but obviously a lady, given the size and shape of her various curves.
Someone's in here.
Yeah, someone's in there.
Someone's in here. Occupied.
Occupied. I thought it was public. You hear a voice answer back.
I tried.
You hear a splash, and you see coming out of the steam a dwarven woman from the neck up, as she is basically soaking herself into the sulfurous waters. And she begins grappling the tiles for a bar of soap, which she begins working herself over with pretty vigorously. Oh, I've had so many baths this winter. I think more than I've ever had in my life. How about you? Wait, you're new.
Yes.
A soapy hand extends itself out there. Doors Bronze Bones. It's wonderful to meet you.
Clearly distressed at the forwardness of this. I'm Rouse. And she'll give her a real limp two-finger handshake. Right.
Your limp handshake gets a brief, strong grip, and then she goes back to her corner for the most part.
That's one of the names, though.
What's that?
So that's one of the names on our list.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
She takes one of the bars of lye soap and begins applying it to her hair. Yeah, you really got to get in there, This place is a treasure. I've never been so pampered in my entire life. Are you here to delve the dungeon? Are you an adventurer?
Yeah. Me and my team were here to delve the dungeon. It's gonna happen soon. We're here early. We're here to facilitate the beginnings of things. We're here to clear out stuff and get started and delve the dungeon. Yeah.
Oh, she nods and smiles and taps her forehead. That's the smart money. Though, I don't know. This town always has a bunch of stuff going on they're trying to get you to do. I begin to think their locals don't do anything without an adventurer roped into it.
It seems to be that way.
That's why me and the team decided to hole up here all winter. Sure, the Sundered Shield has a lot of great food and booze, but this place has wine. It has a good spread, and it's always warm. So we're sitting pretty, especially after last year's haul.
What are the people's names on your teams? First and last names, alphabetical order, please.
She nods. Oh, you've not heard of us?
I don't know. You haven't told me your names yet. Your name, but what are
well,
the rest of their names?
I'm Doris Bronzebone. I guess our leader would be Grill Hammercrash. There's Stanwick Dreen. And our leader, of course, is Marina Raid. We're Raid's Raiders.
Making a mental note of all those names, checking the lists versus what the list that I'm supposed to have, and feeling like that's 4 out of 8. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. She's like, what's your
Well, I'm not finished asking questions yet. All of you are here, present and accounted for at this moment in time.
As of breakfast, yes. They'll serve it in your room if you just request it.
Oh, wow. Fabulous. I'll keep that in mind. Okay, well, I feel like that's all the information I needed from you, so I'm going to go now.
That's like the bad guy from Elysium who's like, well, I have very pressing business not being on the phone with you people anymore, and hangs up.
She smiles as you get up and scurry out. You find a large pile of fluffy towels and fluffy shower robes.
Robe up
Okay.
on top of my clothes.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the hallway, you guys are also get a visitor. A man comes in wearing a towel. He tosses it off on a thing and basically just swan dives into the hot spring. And when he pops up, his hair is slicked back, and you see that he's got a very meticulously maintained mustache. He smiles and looks out and says, nothing like a morning soak. Hey, boys.
Good, mate. Nice
Yeah.
cock.
That's what they say. Anyway, are you folks new to the area? Visiting nobles? Slumming it?
No, we're here to delve the dungeon.
Good for you. We did last year, and we're probably going back a bit again for more.
Name's Varallo. What's yours, mate?
Frankel Mancastro. He doesn't extend his arm to shake or anything. He just sort of lounges against the wall of the pool, taking in the steam. Are you folks new to this? Should I know your names? I'm sorry, I'm very bad about that sort of thing.
You should know me. My name's Belgrip. I'm an inventor.
No, not ringing any bells, but keep at it, friend. I believe anybody has potential.
This is my first year up here trying to delve this dungeon on personal reasons. I'm looking forward to it. I hear it's quite the challenge. Matter of fact, we don't really even have a team yet. There's a possibility that me and Belgrip and Long Tall Dark over here might.
Nice mask.
Thank you.
It is a nice mask, isn't it? Really adds to his air and mystique. I'm kind of hoping that three of us plus one might go down into the dungeon together as a group, but we haven't really discussed any of that just yet. What's your team name?
Well, I named it after myself because, I funded most of it. Mancastro's Marauders.
Any names on there that we should know? Aside from Frankel, of course.
Well, we have our mage, Vernita. Targa, of course. She is a gem. And there's, of course, Deathbringer. Carl Deathbringer. He has to say the first name. He doesn't want to, get confused with the other Deathbringer. It's a whole thing.
Buddy, in your group, well and accounted for.
Oh, yes, we're all here. Everyone's here. We're just waiting for that dragon to open the gates.
A dragon?
Of course. Oh, this is your first time. Have you not been to the labyrinth before?
No, mate. No.
He hunkers down in the water for a moment, and his eyes shift back and forth, and he finally he gets closer to you. So, at the gates of the dungeon is a massive bronze dragon. Oh, wise. She will look at an adventurer trying to go in and tell them whether or not they are allowed based on her assessments, and whether or not she thinks they'll live, because I hear she has prophetic powers.
And we got to beat her up.
Well, good luck with that. She's been there for 500 years and no one's done it. No one's done it yet.
Oh. It's like a quality of character kind of test?
I don't know, but I'm thinking it has something to do with the artificial eye she has. A massive gem set into her left socket. Sorry, I said left socket. And that the Mad King himself put in there after defeating her and binding her to the mountaintop with a mystical ritual. She's there at the whim of the dead king, doing his bidding even now.
Oh, that's fascinating. How deep did your team get?
We got to level 9.
How many levels are there?
Oh, that I don't know. And they don't tell you.
Excellent. Open-ended. I do love a challenge.
Though there has to be at least 10. At least that's how the legend goes. One for each of his sons.
Fascinating. I appreciate the information.
Well, of course. I mean, there's no... You could probably get a brochure from the mayor's office that would tell you more, but it's nice to meet someone new at it for once.
It's nice to meet an old hand who can offer some solid input.
All right. Oh, yes. I guess I haven't actually given you any of that. Don't attack the dragon. She'll kill you.
Well, when you say she's 500 years old, that kind of makes sense. But I was really hoping for just a good old fashioned spa to get the door, you know? Like you go into a rival dojo and you're like, hey, who's the toughest motherfucker here?
Well, I've got to go. It says swimming his way to the edge. And he grabs a towel, slips it on, and says, are you folks staying here long?
Next couple days at least. Hey, if you want to, maybe you and I could have a bit of a spa later.
Oh, no can do. Got a massage appointment later on, and I don't want to. So you have a nice day, folks.
Hey, open invite to any member of your team.
Right. I'll let them know, he says, waving as he exits, grabbing a fluffy bathrobe.
I look at him and I say, I so apologize.
Don't worry. I've seen much worse.
I will not apologize for my enthusiasm.
All right. The fellow walks out, and he is a dead ringer for the guy that you saw on the mountain. Like, physically, facially, voice, everything.
Huh.
I assumed you guys were playing it cool. Did you not get that, pick up on that earlier?
I kind of got the idea that was where you were going with that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But
I had that momentary thought, but Borallo didn't.
Okay. How about you, Belgrup?
Oh, as soon as he said he didn't know who I was done with him. What are we talking about?
All right.
No, I was like, I shouldn't be known. He's like, I don't know who you are. It's like, well, I mean, I kind of said that already, but fine. I'll go bathe. What was the question?
He was the dead ringer for the guy walking down the mountain.
Oh.
Yeah, we might have ourselves a doppelganger situation. I wouldn't have said that because I didn't notice.
Yeah, I missed that part. Yeah. I mean, we got to go down to the bottom of the mountain anyway because of yeah. And what was his name? The Dead Ringer?
The Dead Ringer said his name was Franco Mankestro.
Okay.
Of Mankestro's Marauders. And Borallo is 100% serious. He would love to spar with anybody who wants to throw some hands.
Would a society check help me know anything more about them that he didn't tell us?
Make it.
What, 17?
You only recognize one name, which was Deathbringer, but given the guy's description, you obviously think that the Deathbringer he's with is not the Deathbringer you're thinking about. Deathbringer, an ominous, dark, and powerful knight that basically cruises the land, dispensing sometimes justice, sometimes evil. Deathbringer is a person of legend and myth, and this other person, legally distinct, is also named Carl Deathbringer. But that's the only thing about his team that really sticks out to you.
Yeah, that probably won't even bring that up.
Okay.
I get out and go back to the room and get changed back in my stuff and prestidigitate all my armor and clean it up.
Alrighty. You prestidigitate your stuff. Everybody else has to wait a little bit longer while the staff cleans and presses their clothing. But the room you guys have is Old Tux paid for a pretty expensive suite with two pretty expensive suites. Thinking that you guys were an adventuring group, despite the fact that you're just basically random co-workers. You guys when you came in basically had to choose who your bunkmate was. So who's bunking with who?
I don't personally care. I'll sleep anywhere.
Rouse, which bunkmate do you choose? The dog, the orc, or the guy in the creepy mask?
Probably the dog, because I know that he will talk, but like he'll do all the talking.
All right.
And I can just be there.
Just white noise him.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happens.
The suites have like 4 poster beds with both curtains and everything for privacy while you're sleeping. The rooms are sumptuously appointed, as if like a fairly wealthy old lady had basically furnished every portion of your hotel rooms. So everything is maximally designed for comfort, hominess, and just a kind of like sort of like a weird floral kind of everything. You like paisley and you like flowers. This is the place for you. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
I was like, you probably also wouldn't mind if we keep the room nice and toasty.
Oh, yes.
Toasty warm.
Yeah, I'll strip down. Full nude Shoonie in the house. I'm going to talk to you about ways to make your ranged attacks do different damage until you're regaled and then bored and then fall asleep while I'm still talking.
Excellent.
All right. You're going back to bed. A short time later, your clothing, those of you had to have wait for, arrives. Everything is clean. Everything is pressed. They even polish your armor for you. And when you're done with dressing and whatnot, you're free to do whatever you're doing. What are you doing? Are you going to take up a Cricket's offer, or are you going to continue trying to investigate the adventurers here?
Well, I'm thinking Cricket might be important because going down and look at since we've already seen Frankel, quote unquote, once before.
Two birds, one stone. This thing before we go back and talk to the other fella, we find out the rest of the details about if that was Frankel or if this was Frankel.
Who was the other person?
Who's the other person? Did he bring the illness to the camp?
All right.
Anybody ask whether he has a twin?
No, I didn't think to do that. But he hit another Merkel or Mancastro wasn't on the list. So there's only Frankel Mancastro, and they said his whole team is accounted for.
Unless that's Carl Mancastro, who changed his last name to Deathbringer to be, special.
Or maybe it's a brother. Maybe it's like a half brother that just happens to look a lot like him.
I personally have a cousin that looks so much like my brother that they think they're twins.
They're cousins? Identical cousins?
No,
I have identical twin cousins that look like me minus 15 years.
No, my cousin looks like my brother, as if they could be twins.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
So
anyway, we got questions to ask.
All right.
You guys have questions to ask. I'll just stand here and absorb the information.
Are you going down? Are you going with us?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
She wakes back up from her nap after I regale her with.
It's like a Vegas vacation. We take a bath, we get our clothes cleaned, and then we hit the town again.
Yeah, like when I tell you guys about all of the, I tell you guys what I learned, and I think you'll realize that I'm not the one to be asking questions because I probably could have learned a lot more, but I panicked and left.
All right. When you guys meet back up in the lobby, you can see the owner is up. Like, you can tell she's the owner because everybody is treating her with deference, and all the employees are less relaxed and more on their P's and Q's. A woman maybe in her late 30s with her high tight bun, very well dressed, attractive, and but has that kind of air that like exudes frostiness. She looks you over and says, welcome guests, and she sort of like samples the air around you as you walk closer to the exit. Will you be staying, 2 nights with us? No more?
For right now, 2 nights is what we're planning for. We'll see what the week holds after then.
A smile paints itself across her face, and she says, well, we hope we impress you enough to encourage you to stay. Have a great day.
You as well. It is a right pleasure, and your hot spring is, it's something to behold.
She nods and smiles. Thank you. We work very hard to provide all the best amenities for our guests.
Now, I've got to ask, is that soap? Was it sandalwood?
No, I'm afraid not. It was only lilac. It's all we can really get here in this part of the country. Sandalwood's a bit difficult to come by. I'm so glad you noticed that. And you see her face soften for a moment, like she actually is impressed that you care about what you smell like.
Yeah, I don't look like I do with a horse blanket on me, but if I've got the opportunity, I'm going to clean up.
Meanwhile, he's hanging out with a dog person who's eating a waffle that he pocketed from breakfast 3 hours ago.
It's sticky. She says, I might be able to provide you some from my personal stash if it would make your stay more pleasant.
That would be absolutely lovely.
The smile on her face sort of morphs into something more genuine. She says, well then, I hope to see you all later. And she takes her leave.
Indeed. Nice to meet you. All right. Who wants to race to the bottom?
A terrible way to motivate people.
I continue out and keep a steady pace.
That's right, mate. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Let's go.
You head out and out of to the edge of town, where you see the construction crews have thinned out. They've basically been setting up the poles and things that are to go to the final stop on the telegraph lines, and they're all, from what you can tell, running to a building that is nearby the royal garrison. Outside, you briefly catch a glimpse of fuck, I forgot his name. Cricket. You catch a glimpse of Cricket in his overstuffed coats, and he gives you a brief wave and then sort of urges you along down the mountain from a distance.
Not very subtle, is he?
No, he's not.
You hear a random voice in your head. Who said that?
I'm the narrator. Hello. I am also a character in this. Just ignore me for the most part, but yeah, keep going.
My genius intelligence is overtaking my sanity.
Oh, I wonder if that's a feat later on. I'll take it. That way Terrence can talk directly to my character.
It's an isekai. Maybe it's the system.
Yeah, who knows?
As you guys head down the mountains, it is an uneventful and boring trip, though slightly faster than last time as you are going down a mountain rather than up. And eventually you arrive back down well before the noonday hour.
Sweet, the rats didn't respawn.
No, the rats did not respawn. But you did pass a number of work crews steadily digging and drilling into rock to set up poles for the telegraphs at various intervals around the road. Actually, they're the same interval around the road. They're not going around the road so much as like at points in the mountain. They're just sticking it in so it'll go all the way up as a straight line. But by the time you reach the bottom of the mountain, like I said, well before noon, you probably got a few hours even before lunch, a couple hours even before lunch starts. And you can see that there is
part of the patience.
All right, yeah, you can see that they've set up an emergency tent for patients with illnesses.
I'm also trained in medicine, so I can assist him. Or, if he would prefer to do it on his own, then I can treat other less serious injuries. All
right. The worker attending the sick crew members basically greets you when you come in, and I assume you're telling him that Cricket sent you down here, right?
Yep.
Okay. Then he, of course, welcomes you in, says, yes, please have a look. We don't know what's going on with these folks. And you see there's a line of 6 workers on cots. All of them are in various states of either unconsciousness or sort of a groaning half wakefulness.
Do a medicine check to try to diagnose these people.
All right.
Rolled a natural 20.
Okay.
So I got a 27 total. First one.
You begin to look over these folks, and it's only been a day since this whole thing started, but 5 people, that's a lot. Or 6 people, that's a lot. And you begin looking them over top to bottom, I take, Like you're giving them the full
Oh yeah,
examination.
because I can't guarantee that it's a disease. It could be a poison or something. So I gotta double check everything.
You check over their bodies and like check their symptoms. And what was your check again? I'm sorry.
A natural 20 with plus 7, 27.
Okay, well then you look them over and you would swear, actually, you definitely swear that these people have a supernatural disease called ghoul fever, but you don't see any wounds on their body.
Hmm.
Can I detect magic? So does it glow magic?
Let's see. How long does magic linger?
But you have to let it linger.
And all detect
You
magic
have
does,
to.
it just lets me know that there's magic presence. Then I can read aura to tell what kind of magic it is, or at least give me a bonus to try and diagnose it.
All right. You detect very lingering auras of healing magic. I'm not sure what it comes under, but yeah.
Necromantic magic.
He said healing.
Healing. And on further examination, while you're detecting magic, you detect spots on these people where the healing magic is strongest. Like things you probably wouldn't have noticed before, but now that you're definitely looking for it, you find a guy with half a tattoo.
Oh.
And nothing but pink skin on the other side. Pink soft skin on the other side. It looks like these folks might have been attacked and then healed.
Okay. So do I using the aura spell? So between the aura spell, so I can help to identify what's going on. Using my religion, can I get an idea that the magic is the source of their problems, or did it kind of help?
Let's see. Oh, sorry. What was your question again? I'm sorry. Phrase that again for me.
Can religion actually help me identify the because they were healed after supposedly being bitten or something, so it's kind of cured.
Yes.
The wound, but not the actual disease.
Yes. You can easily surmise that yes, these people were essentially snacked on by some supernatural undead, namely a ghoul, and then had healing administered to them after they were down, covering the wounds themselves.
Okay.
I should have asked that dude what his ability was.
I will mention to the other healer that's in there, I think they have ghoul fever, and I will tell them what's going on and what is the diagnosis. How do you cure ghoul fever?
All right, ghoul fever. Let me go back to my ghoul stats. Here we go. Well, let's see. Ghoul fever. Where are you at? Ghoul fever. I don't want that. Stop. What is this?
And when did they find out when they came down with this stuff? So if this was recent, where were they at when they actually came down with it?
Okay. They tell you that they were working late into the night on the day they arrived. Like they were trying to get a head start, especially after the scouting team sent a positive report that everything was clear. So they came back. They were like one of the last teams out. He points at all these crew members worked on the same team. But when they woke up, like for the next day's work, they all just wouldn't get out of bed. They're all insensate. He slaps one like gently and says, "Nothing." They groan a bit, but something's really consuming them. Where's damn ghoul fever disappeared? Where's the stats? Okay, here you go. It says they basically just woke up and then all collapsed at breakfast time, and they all look pretty bad. We've been administering healing to them steadily ever since then. Ghoul fever can run its course in 6 days, but by then it'll be too late, and they will rise again as ghouls.
Or is there any way to prevent this from actually coming through to fruition?
advanced care can help them make the saves, but beyond that, it's up to them. Unless you have like some curative magics that can deal with disease.
Not for diseases.
Hmm.
I don't know if the priest is up at the chapel up there has has cure disease spells.
I mean, you could treat disease.
Yeah, I can treat disease, which will give them a bonus their saves.
Ooh, you spend at least 8 hours caring for a diseased creature.
Yep. And best case scenario gives them a bonus to their next save.
Yeah.
While you guys are discussing it, a man runs in from the tent. We've got another one.
Oh no, DJ Khaled. Another one.
And you see 2 more men carrying another unconscious man down. This one is wearing much shabbier clothes. He's like, I think he's one of the locals that help run the train station.
Have you seen, and I will describe Freddie Merkel.
Okay.
Frankel Castro.
Castro. I'll describe him.
The fellow at the tent says, no, I haven't seen anybody like that. But you could ask around, see if you can see if anybody else. You think this person might be involved in this?
It's very possible. We passed him coming down the mountain, and we saw someone who looked identical to him up at the top. So it's just a little odd. And in a situation like this, you look for something odd. That's all.
Where did this gentleman come from?
I tell you, we found him in the station. And you look down at this guy, and he looks like he's worse off than the others. Like he might have been bitten before them.
It's patient 0.
I'll go ask around, looking, see what I can find out. Anybody want to give me a hand with that? I am not the most good with getting people to talk, as we saw earlier in the bathhouse.
Mouse looks like she would be really good at confronting people and getting information.
I want to head back to the station so we can see if we can find tracks leading up to this guy's where he was at.
All right. The folks that brought him in take you back to the station, where you see that it looks like there's a small like living quarters next to the or behind the ticket area where whoever works here can stay for the evening. And they tell you that's where they found him because they were looking for someone to give them an update on when the next train was coming. And when you step inside the little quarters, you can see that there is a splash of blood on the floor, and the place smells pretty bad, but you don't know if that's from just bad living conditions or the circumstances that brought this about.
Search the area to see if we can find any tracks.
All right, make a search.
I will also assist with that at survival, right?
19.
19 for search. You can do a survival if you like.
14.
14. You guys look around, you search the area, and you find it looks like there is a place where someone has hidden something like in a desk drawer and then kind of bent the handle so it couldn't be opened, or couldn't be opened easily.
Call our inventor friend over to see if he can figure out how to get it open.
15 craft check.
Sure. You begin working on the handle itself, taking out a tool and easily unfastening it from its moorings without too much issue, opening the drawer in short order.
It's a real shame he bit this. The craftsmanship on this isn't that. People tend to overlook some of the simple inventions that people make, like drawers like this, the sliding, putting the little blocks here to make sure that the drawer doesn't come all the way out, the rails in the back to make sure that the drawer stays even. Though, oh, okay, I got it.
Right. When you open the door, you hear the sound and clatter of several empty vials that slide to the front from the force of your motion. And these are all clearly labeled as healing potions. They're even stamped with the symbol of the person that crafted them, i.e., Pastor Kai, or the person that sold them, Pastor Kai.
Of the Cobra Kais?
No, of the
Search up top.
Yeah. I have lost a whole PDF. Where'd it go? There you go. Of the Chapel of Many Altars is what I was trying to tell you.
What are they?
They're
Healing
basically
potions.
empty healing potion vials from the Chapel of Many Altars. It is stamped with their logo, name. Basically, difficult to say.
There a way to check to see if that's actually if they were tainted or if that's what they were?
You can make an alchemy check or craft, I guess.
Yes. I think, where is it? Identify alchemy. Yeah, I do have an alchemist toolkit already. You can identify the nature of alchemical items with the 10 minutes of testing using your toolkit. If your attempt is interrupted in any way, you must start over. So yeah, I'll do a craft check.
Right,
I go to my tools and switch around, and now it's old baubles and liquids and stuff, and I'm gonna use my hero point.
Forgot about those.
Yeah. My total was 13. Now my total is a 21.
All right. You test the vials, and the residue inside seems to be pure, untainted healing potion, basically.
Oh, okay. Well, shit. I take back my hero point.
So does this look like the guy had been drinking these things? How long? So does he look like he drank all these at one time?
No, it looks like someone just deposited them here to hide, and then bent it closed so no one could find them, or no one would find them easily.
Dude, somebody got bit by the ghoul and then drank a bunch of healing potions to hide the wound, but not the disease. They're the asshole in all those zombie apocalypse shows that get bit and don't show anybody.
Or the ghoul brought down healing potions, and as he was killing bit people, he started pouring healing potions in them so it would cover the wounds.
Well, the pastor said that he hadn't gotten his shipment recently.
Oh, that's right.
And he was all out. But if they were stamped with the logo, maybe they were already up there. He slapped his label on there to sell them. We don't know enough of how he does business.
You hear the sounds of screams coming from outside.
Well, look.
Shut that screaming up. I'm crafting alchemy in here.
I need constant Jesus, my brain. Concentration. Oof.
All right, what do you do?
We go to the screams.
All right, you head outside the train station, and you can see that people are fleeing from away from the medical tent, as the guy that they just dragged in seems to be dragging his own self out, much more active, much more alive, and much more ghoulish than he was when they brought him in.
Proceed to kill him.
All right.
Yep.
The meat falls off of his face, and he turns into a skeleton, and we all look at Rouse and go, God damn it, sorry.
All right. As you guys are charging the zombie, let's call it there and continue next session.
Okay, then.
All
Is it
right.
a zombie or a ghoul?
It is a ghoul.
All right. That doesn't change what I'm going to do at all.
Yeah, it's just slightly more terrifying,
Yeah, ghouls are awful.
especially at first level. Wait,
But-
how much XP did we get?
Well, we'll discuss that in a minute. Let's talk about screenshots. Does anybody have a screenshot for the night?
Us in a jacuzzi, hot springs.
Okay.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
And in the onsen, you've got Barallo throwing his fist up with a real hopeful look on his face to Frankel. I can't remember that fucking name. Yeah, Frankel. Frankel Mancastro.
All right.
I think for me, the
and
middle
the
picture. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say in a split screen where Rouse is in her side doing the limp 2-finger handshake. Just looking like absolutely terrified and
Front
having
cover
to
and back
talk
cover.
to someone.
I could see it as just like a cross section of the building, and you've got our side and her side.
All right. And
For
what we
me,
said-
it was when Burlo was sweet talking the owner of the Shattered Shield, and I was just behind him eating an old waffle from this morning. That was my favorite mental picture.
All right, and one for me, the group charging out of the train station towards the oncoming ghoul. Everyone, thanks for joining us. We'll have a wonderful night.
Right.